now it's time with fall.
We are just plowing snow. This afternoon, they're gonna start putting the one blade together, putting the wing and stuff on it to go to East Fork, either this afternoon or tomorrow. To start windrowing some of that stuff out where some of the ditches are starting to get full,
Mhm.
and so we get ahead of that. But other than that, everything's going pretty good as far as the blade. So
About the new truck.
the new truck, they're still waiting on hydraulics. Can't get into hydraulics to come in yet. So it's ready, we just can't get any parts. It's like a broken record.
Yeah. Right.
I know, really, in 2 months, my record's still there.
Mhm.
Really?
Hopefully we hear something on that this week, but as of right now, they just can't get the hydraulic system for it. Been ordered for what, 6 months?
Mm-hmm. That's why we went ahead with it to get it, so we could hopefully catch,
Right.
I know the feeling.
What you find or you're okay?
Well, we're getting by because I mean, we don't really have any weather, but and their hands are tied. They just can't do anything about it. They're painting the box and stuff this week, and so it'll be sitting on there. They're mounting the plow. I mean, it's gonna be ready the minute the hydraulics come in. So.
What else?
Well, not much.
I've been out, they're doing a good job. I think. Looks
Yeah.
good off.
Just plowing and sand,
Yeah.
Haven't heard that Russ from Black Pine, he's supposed to bring his permit in so he can plow. I've never seen the permit yet, so,
I emailed it to you.
huh?
He came in and he filled out the part of the road maintenance agreement, and I emailed it to you. I can give you a copy of it too.
But
I
I
told him
mean,
to get in contact with you.
That don't give him the permission.
No, it doesn't.
the problem is that we need to have, he's gotta have a copy, and Blaine's gotta make sure he's got the right insurance or whatever he's supposed to have. And I haven't signed any of that yet.
So he hasn't gotten hold of you and gotten.
I've talked to him,
Okay,
and he lost his copy. That, remember he was in here and we gave him that copy, so he lost that, and I said, well, come in and get one from Billy,
he did
stick them on Billy.
that. He did
But, whatever he's gonna have to have for,
We don't want him thinking that it's all okay.
no, I told him don't
Okay,
until it's signed off, and
because a lot of times they'll pull that, they'll say, well, Billy, or, somebody else.
No, he knows that he can.
I just don't want to try to pull that.
he just has to have a liability insurance. Was our agreement, right?
Yeah, I think
On the vehicle or whatever.
I think the Forest Service maybe found out that it wasn't plowing in there on Forest Service roads or county roads. He wasn't plowing, yeah, okay, so that was kind of some confusion there, but the other thing, you may wanna, need signed by the commission ultimately, so I guess agenda item once he gets it in.
Yeah, he needs to approach us before.
And he knows that. I mean, I told him, no. First thing, get the Forest Service done, because you can't hit us without the Forest Service
Yeah,
agreement,
I don't-
anything.
I don't know, right, they've denied it right now, so, yeah. That's probably one of the issues.
I just know how they play that game.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
It's very, very clear to them though. I mean, what to do.
Well, yeah, the Forest Service could be closed pretty soon because it's probably pretty deep, and then some of those areas drift, I think,
Right,
the parks, or it goes to the parks.
yeah.
And they haven't given him a permit in order to plan to. So.
Well, if he doesn't get that, there's no need to worry about us, unless he's gonna
No.
plow ours and snowmobile into his house. I mean, I don't know, we have,
Used to.
we made that was supposed to be an agenda item for him to come in with the paperwork, and then you guys say, That was our deal. So,
Okay, I mentioned it last week that, you know, on the East Fork Road, where it goes down to Elk Creek, you know, it's narrow there. I was driving back and forth down there. There, you know, there's gonna be more houses out there
Oh, yeah.
now, and so we gotta think about doing something on a couple of those points that we were talking about before. And Blaine looked up to 66 foot
66.
right away,
66 there, yeah.
so if it gives us a few more feet, but you gotta, depends on where the center line, where you figure.
and we
that
have
is.
that all surveyed. We didn't pay for it. Remember, those guys
Oh, yeah.
surveyed all that.
Yeah,
And then the people in that subdivision down below went and tore all survey flags out. I mean, I'm assuming that's who it was,
so,
Oh,
you know,
days.
so. You don't want to do anything.
anyway, let's just think about, you know, if we ever get an excavator or whatever, and getting those points, those top points, so we could talk, I can talk to Noah. And I'm pretty sure we can.
Does 66 give you enough, or do you need some from the landowner?
No, we'd have to look at it, yeah, we'd have to talk to them.
Okay.
Probably have to have a public meeting on it again, huh?
It's just something to think about if we get that excavator.
Rip something off.
But
If we could get them, if we could get that landowner to agree, those guys would still do it.
Well, that guy, I don't think will, that
Yeah,
guy
right.
down the lower part, he won't agree,
You think the top guy might though?
maybe. I can try,
Okay. It'd be good,
but you know, at least we can do what we can do legally.
right?
Maybe some.
Sounds good. Needs it.
potentially the plan should be, if that landowner agree, then have those surveyors come out. So we can have a survey document and then we can attach it to an easement. Well, in the grant and easement.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
if we needed more.
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea.
So refresh my memory.
Hmm?
Refresh my memory, what you're talking about.
Oh, there's a steep place where it goes down into Elk Creek from on the East Fork Road, and it's narrow. And it drops off, and
Okay,
so
we
you
need,
know, just all the traffic and everything, you know, someday I would think something can happen. You know,
Oh, yeah.
so and then that has 66 feet.
Is
Right
what the
away.
county right away is, but it may need a little more, and potentially that landowner.
And there's two landowners it affects. The lower guy, he will not budge, and maybe the other upper guy can, but at least we can do something, I think.
Right. So legally, if they don't agree, what can we do? Being that it has to be a safety issue, right?
So
Is that a safety issue?
you could, you could go through the process of eminent domain if it comes down to that. That's very, very expensive. You look what happened in Missoula over that, you know, the water, I mean, it cost, now when it costs millions, this one wouldn't cost that, but it's still.
Yeah.
You know, my own personal opinion, the upper part is the worst part.
Right.
You know, and the other part has trees down below it, you know, if somebody goes off, they can hit a tree. Which is bad enough, but they're not gonna go 500 feet down there.
Right. No, the top part's definitely the worst part.
Yeah.
I think so too. Because at least you get down, then you get through that cup, you know, and you're
Hmm.
control, and it's not as steep either.
If I see him over Christmas, I'll talk to him. Anything else? Okay, now's the time for intercap loan application to consolidate previously purchased county road equipment loans. And here it is. Can somebody,
I looked it over, looks good, thanks, Billy. The, one of the questions I had was the term of the loan, and it sounds like you wanted five
5
years.
years.
Is that what you
We were
wanted?
talking about it originally. So I played on the calculator too, because there's a calculator on the website where you can type in, and so on that front page, like for 5 years, the annual payment amount at the 1.65% interest that they say is it would be at would be 197 at 104.84. annual at 10 years would be 102,598.76, and for 15 years, which is the max, would be 71,167.49. So I just laid out some different ideas.
And that's compared to if we stay where we're at, the 105.
Currently, our total annual payments that we make total $255,011.46. And because you asked me how much we would save in the last session, so I calculated how much interest we would save if we were to pay off now. And that's $105,557.
If we paid everything off now, we'd save 100,000. Is that what you just said?
In interest.
How much is the total payoff?
$942,243.
That was 100,000 was off the 5 years.
Yeah, is whatever, because our interest, yeah, I think our last one is paid off.
But if we pay off like on the graders, not, then they don't do that buyback.
But the thing is with that, I mean, I said that we're gonna keep them for longer than 5 years. I mean, we're not gonna trade them in every 5 years because the road fund can't afford it.
Yeah.
But
But
you can still trade them in too, but.
You
yeah,
can,
do it.
or you can even sell them. If you chose to sell it for the 165, you easily could. And what they did give us the buyback option, but that they'd turn around and do it again if you felt that you had to have a new one. But what our goal is to try to get the road fund not needing half of its budget from PILT. And
And
that
then-
means,
When it comes time to get a different grader, the two new ones are the two we would keep anyway, whenever that time
Right.
does come. And the other ones, they're already 10 years old, would be the ones that we're.
so how many graders do we have?
We got 4. We have 2 old ones and 2 new ones. And so in 5 years, these new ones, we'll keep them for
Right,
12, 13, 15, who knows, you know? So, I mean, that's,
and hopefully in 5 years, we can still keep the 2 older graders. I mean, this is something that if they're
Well, we
still
own
running
the 2
good
older ones, right?
consensus to.
The 2 older ones are not.
Thanks.
not
So
on
they're
there.
not on here. so.
no, they're
Talking.
paid for. So, but I'm saying, sometime down the road, whether it be 10 years or who knows,
Need to get rid of
the old ones would be the ones to get rid of whenever that time came.
Well, I think it's a no brainer, actually. I think you said that last week.
What?
Doing this, saving $100,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
what
Is
were you
that
saying?
100, that's up, the end result is $100,000 saving in the 5
In
years.
interest.
So 100,000 by 5, you're saving
1 year.
25,000 a year. Which is saving. It's, I
Saving
know
up
it's
a
not
bit,
much for the
saving.
budget, but it is something.
Still some,
Yeah.
Well,
That's 25 we don't have to take from her. Anyway, the reason I say this is because we need to try to regroup and get this budget back on the right side instead of the lopsided. And the way to do that is to save money, and this is saving money. So,
Also look at it, the interest rates now currently are under what inflation is, but this is, I mean, this is free money. 'cause
Yeah.
Can they
inflation
go
last
up?
year
These
was-
interest rates go up?
I think they
no,
changed.
it's
locked.
fixed.
but,
This
Should
is
be
fixed,
fixed,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and then it changes and it says, what is it?
I think we gotta do it because the interest rates are gonna go up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well, I mean-
they're fixed, right?
$100,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Geez.
So we still need to apply for it?
Yeah, so the application, I can't like print it off, it's just like you go on and do it, so I put all their information in and then I screenshot it for you guys to review it before I submitted it, because you guys just motioned to fill out the application, not submit it yet, so. And I wanted to verify the length of terms you guys wanted me to put in there.
I make a motion, we apply for the intercap loan to pay off the road equipment at a savings of over 100,000 in 5 years.
So you want to do a 5-year term?
Yeah, I was just making sure you're done for a second.
That's it, right?
I was just saying it again. Say it again.
Oh,
I was thinking, I was looking here and then we, go ahead.
okay,
Sorry.
so I make a motion that we apply for the intercap loan to pay off our road equipment at a savings of 105,000 over 5 years in interest.
I second it.
So it is variable in the sense that every year in February they look at it, but these are, I mean, they're keeping these are government loans, they're keeping them down, so. There's chance it could go up some, but it's still gonna be under, you know, likely under the
Right,
what you're paying now.
Right.
35.
That second page has the intercap loan rate history too, if you want to look at that.
One second. it.
So how much can it go up then?
Well, they look at it every year, but these are, yeah, it's using understanding government dollars, so that's the reason for the program is for low interest loans to help governments. So it's not gonna skyrocket. Yeah, the history of it, what page is that on?
It's the second page.
Yeah, you see, there's only like 3, so underneath what the average is, so I mean, we'll still save money on that.
well, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 interest loans at the rate of almost 5%.
Yeah. The average over since 1987 is 1.65 on that. That's good.
Nice second.
Any public comment?
I think we need to. I mean, we're gonna save 100,000.
Yeah.
Then potentially 100,000, but
Yeah.
likely,
Even if it was 50.
yeah.
Yeah.
Still, if we're saving 25, it's still.
Seeing no public comment, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Good job on this.
yeah.
A lot of work. Right? You fill that out then, or you have to sign it, or what?
So since
Yeah, well-
you guys have approved the motion, I will fill it out and
Yes,
I have
sir.
to sign it, submit it online, so there's no paper to sign. It's all online.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's all online electronic signature.
Yeah, it's all electronic.
So
That's
Billy,
great. Yeah.
so as it,
So we won't be denied, I hope.
I think it's a good, I mean, yeah, I don't
Government
see
choice,
it.
yeah.
I guess then keep us updated on this, so we know for sure
What's
if
going
we
on?
get it, or if we have to maybe do something different. That's
Drummond School is looking at doing an activity bus and buying themselves, and they can fly further down on that.
yeah. And then plus, you know, on that, where you brought up about the pill, we had to use the pill money, you know, we're not gonna get ourselves in that predicament of doing the millions like we did. That was a bad deal between us, that we should have looked, I thought it was, you know, that was me on some of that too, so.
Yeah,
I mean, we got ourselves kind of with a bad, but we had this stuff and I thought we had to. Anyway, that, you just gotta be really conservative on, when we get the millions, if we have the money, we can do it, if we don't, then we
Yeah.
don't, because we
Yeah.
can sit on it. That's.
Yeah, we also have
that's
the
what
benefit
really
of the
hurts.
roads too,
Huh?
so I don't think that was a huge mistake, because now you have the benefit of the better road.
Well, we do, but yet we should have looked into
Yeah.
our budget, we really think the road budget, because we had everything. Yeah, I mean, we should have checked anyway. It's
Yeah,
done
no.
over and it's a good learning.
Yeah.
It's a costly learning, but we do have good roads, yes. We just gotta pay a little more attention when we're spending that kind of money. That's my.
good idea.
Okay, now it's time for Georgetown Lake. And we're finally gaining.
I think before we even do anything, I think we need to make that call. And I don't know if that's a personal, we need to know what's going on there, if that's gotta be a closed. Does that have to be closed?
Blaine,
To talk about the dam tender?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So if you,
I just think we better do it right away.
so we're gonna go and close for a few minutes. Okay, we're back on for Georgetown, and I guess I'll make the motion to stay at 6. We are gaining, we gained, no, I don't know, inch and a half
Yeah,
almost.
good.
So my motion is stay at the same for
I
now.
second.
Any comments?
Hope Mother
All those in
Nature,
favor say aye.
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 hope Mother Nature comes through. See what?
Okay, now we're on
Yeah, that-
notice for request for qualifications for architect design services for courthouse building.
You have that damn stuff, I'll put it in the book stuff. Sorry.
Oh, and just another word on the dam. We don't have a dam report for the second week in a row. And we're working on that.
so remember we talked to Catherine Foley and she's still gonna get in, I think, estimate or a cost proposal, but it's likely to be, if you're gonna use someone else here, I mean, anyone, it's gonna, even if it was McDonald, it'd be, or what is Paul McDonald? Let's see, it was A and
Oh,
A&E,
Yeah.
even if you do A&E, it's gonna be over 25,000. Yeah, so I think getting out requests for qualifications and see who out there is interested, and hopefully Catherine will put one in as well.
Cool.
Okay. So something we have to do anyway. So
So I'll make a motion that we do a notice for requests and qualifications for architect, design and services for the courthouse building.
Second it.
any public comment?
And it actually can be broader if you have other, yeah, historical or architect needs, it can be used for that, it'd be good for 5 years.
You know, all in favor say aye.
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 Do you have one to sign over there? Or- I could sign this one.
So be on the agenda for let's see, January 18th, I think 11th. That works.
yeah, just right there, I guess.
Here or here?
Just right here, in there.
He's working on the dome.
Here you go. Okay, now it's the time for Drummond Mayor Gail Leeper with an update from Action Inc. and Hardware Headwaters RCD meetings. Gail?
Hi, commissioners. Thanks for having me. We have not had our headwaters meeting just yet, and Billy will be on to that in January. The Action Inc., you should have gotten the report that I received. I've only been to one meeting, so I'm still a little bit unfamiliar with stuff, but I hope to get those Granite County numbers up. I'll be working with public health and any other entity I can, the school, should I need to make sure those that need service get service and exactly what the service is. So, did you guys got that report, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I see it. Can you explain what Action Inc. is?
It's human resource, Chuck. So like, especially for the elderly or low income, they're the ones that do the LEAP, which is the winterizing of the people's homes and, various things like that.
Okay,
So we have a meeting again in January and I'll come up and I feel like I'll know a little bit more, have my feet under me a little bit more, and then maybe I can just give you a more thorough report each time I attend a meeting.
so where's the meetings at for this Action Inc.?
They're in Butte. They service 6 counties, I believe.
Okay,
And Granite County is one of them. So just trying to do like what you guys are doing, those districts that we're in, a lot of times you see that in Powell County or Deer Lodge County or Butte, Anaconda, where, they're receiving more than we are. And I think it's just a lack on our side, as far as reaching out, squeaky wheel gets the grease, but our tax dollars go in for that. So I really want to make sure that Granite County is getting service for that.
Cause it don't show much coming to Granite County.
Right, there's only a couple of
Really?
different things, yeah, and that's why I want to work with public health, because I don't know all the people that need services, but they do.
So in this program here, the actual participant needs to apply, right? And
They do.
we don't know who's going to apply, and if they don't know they have this service, that's why
Absolutely.
anything happening in Granite County.
Word out.
And I have-
Absolutely. So they have come to senior citizens in Drummond, and I'm not entirely sure if they went up to Phillipsburg, but that's my intention, is to make sure, that gets to all of those. If I have to do it myself for a while, then that's what I'll do, is just because I know there's people that need help up Maxville and every place in Granite County, actually, so.
Well, it shows that summer nutritionist, is that anything that, like the schools do?
Both the schools do a summer food program, but I'm not sure if any funds go from here. I mean, look at that.
Well, and so that's one thing I'll look into, Blaine, to see if they can contribute to that also.
Oh, okay, yeah, sounds good. The Granite County Medical Foundation gives them money, but if they get other grants, so yeah, if
I
schools would
just-
take it.
Whoops, sorry, Glenn. I was just kind of cruising through it, I just seen that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, like I said, I'm still a little bit unfamiliar with things, but I'll be able to get more on board in the next coming months.
Like where it says the following number of homes were completed by county, what's that mean? They said Granite one, so there's one house got worked on or something?
Right. I would assume that's the way I took it too. Yes.
I was just.
So and that's
not that I
these
need to know
programs.
Whose it was or not, and I was just curious to where it says completed by county is what I guess I was wondering how.
Well, that's like by county, like it's Granite County, not that Granite County did it, but they serve Granite County,
Yeah.
Action Inc.
One home in the county was served versus the county.
Yes.
Okay, I just didn't understand it, because it says like weatherization, so it's limited.
Well, and you have to be very careful because people are prideful, and so you have to somewhat build a relationship, with that, and or taking those of us here out of it, but just connecting them with the people that they need to be with. So having even a meeting place down at Public Health so that somebody from over there could meet with somebody privately. You know, it's small steps like that that will make a big deal.
Yeah, once you have your meeting, you come up, there'll be quite a few questions. I guess this is the first time I've seen this and, well.
Yeah. Right, yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of hard to understand it, even for myself being within that. And we had a meeting last month, but then we had a seminar that was 3 hours that pertained to Action Inc. and its growth and all of that. So, but in January, it'll have, you know, it'll get better, Scott.
Thanks.
Yep, you bet.
Okay, any public comment on this?
I just wanted to say, we have all of the Action Inc. contact information on our website too, Gail.
Oh, good.
If you go to our website and under newsletter, there's like a human or like a resources, community resources page that lists them as well as like food banks, preschool scholarships and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
I have all of their information posted outside my office too, which is next to the Healthy Granite County Counseling Office too. So
Cool.
I know I've gotten a few phone calls of people I've sent to Action Inc., but
You
it's there.
bet.
People wanna-
Okay, sounds good. That's always good to know if they can resource it by online too.
Yeah, it gives it a little more anonymity.
Yep, it does. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thanks.
Thanks, Gail.
You
Very
betcha.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, you too.
Okay, we are off until 9:45. Okay, now it's time for Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority Representative Elena Gagliano request to be reappointed as Granite County Representative. I'm going to abstain from this vote. I will say no more.
Okay, I am going to recommend her be reappointed. I think she's done a great job for this. She's interested in it. She seems very sincere in her plans for being part of this group. So I request she be reappointed.
This is for 1 year.
No, it's for 3. She's already done 1 year. She's the only one that's applied. I think someone who knows what they're doing, and she's definitely done her research.
Well, you said it pretty plain out, personal, you know, trying to, but it's hard to.
Excuse me, this is Elena. Merry Christmas to you all.
Merry Christmas, Anna. Go ahead.
Well, I'm glad, thank you, Blanche. I don't know what the silence is about.
I haven't made up my mind whether to vote for you or against you. That's why it's silence. I was thinking.
For me or against me? What have I been doing wrong that you've got a problem with?
As far as the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority.
Thank you, Blanche.
Well, I haven't really been for this rail authority already, because the first time we talked about it, they were gonna do this and do that, and then they never, when Slaughter was on there and that. And I guess, I don't know if this is such a good idea to me. That's just me.
Well, back then, when Slaughter decided he wanted to be on it, everybody was for it. And that's interesting. He drops
we were-
out.
we
I'm
were
sorry.
told we were told they were gonna stop and do this and do that, and then it's.
No,
all-
excuse me, may I have the floor? They did
did.
everything they said they were gonna do. They have their meetings monthly, the whole board. It is in the newspaper. You're all invited to go in there, ask questions if you have a problem. I don't remember seeing any of you there. If there's a problem. Big Sky Passenger Rail, the southern route, is very important to rural communities in Montana. Economically, they've done studies. It would improve the economics of these small towns and cities. Drummond would be right there and one of them that would benefit greatly. They've been doing studies, and the second phase of this study by the Rail Passengers Association is going to pinpoint the cities and towns, the rural cities and towns, by name, which ones would benefit the most. These big cities, they all have public transportation, and they have all the services, health services, doctors, motor vehicles that are open all the time, and all those wonderful things. So big cities have access to it because they do have public transportation. But the rural cities, just like in Granite County, don't have access. And this will give access to a lot of people to the major cities for these services. So I don't understand. I mean, I hate to bring this up, but more people are going to benefit from this and want passenger rail than air service to Riddick Field, which you
Okay.
are spending a lot of money on improving, by the way.
Okay, thank you, Elena. The one thing that I must say is that we are committed to this project already. And she is the one that is interested in being reappointed. And we have to have a representative from Granite County because we are committed to this. We can't just say, okay, no, we don't want it anymore when we've already committed.
I agree with that. Yeah, I guess if you wanna withdraw from the rail authority, you could have that as agenda item for discussion.
We've paid our dues. I think we've committed ourselves. I mean, we need to follow through. And in the future, see if there's any action that we need to maybe take and say, this isn't really working. Maybe we don't want to be on this, but right now we are part of it and Granite County needs a representative. That's all I'm saying.
Anybody want to table this?
Don't we have to have a representative?
Just a clarification, if I may. The only money that Grant County has committed was a donation of $1,460 based on the money you got for the infrastructure improvement, whatever that was called, grant.
ARPA.
ARPA, thank you, Blaine. There's so many of them. Thank you, Blaine. And that's it. So money-wise, the county hasn't footed anything for this and hasn't put their neck out. And the fact that this is a government entity in part, it gives you more weight if you did want something. If Drummond wanted a new station, it carries weight. If the trains are gonna, the rails are gonna be improved and you're gonna benefit from it. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
That is a good argument, though. If they're gonna get a rail service in there, having a voice on there would be good.
Gail?
Commissioners, the agenda item is whether or not to reappoint Elena. She's the only one that applied. You don't have to like somebody personally to work with them. And there's nobody else in our county where we're begging people to be on these kinds of committees. And I don't understand, I don't understand being abstaining from it. The motion was made us make a second, discuss it and vote yes or no. It's pretty simple. Thank you.
I guess we'll vote to appoint her to it.
So you'll second?
All in favor, say
Uh, Thank you, Elena. You have been reappointed as Granite County Representative.
I have your letter. I'll email it Tuesday.
I'm sorry, Billy, you've got the letter and I gave you the email address to send it.
Yep, and I will email it to that email address and to you.
Okay, thank you, everybody, and have a safe and wonderful Christmas.
Thank you,
Merry
Elena.
Christmas.
we're off until 10.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're doing a personnel matter, so we have a closed session.
Good.
Okay, now it's time for Granite County Financial Auditor Donald Nolan Davies to present the financial audit summary for fiscal year 2020.
Okay. Well, we went over the report last Thursday and got through it, and so I'm able to issue it. The report's a clean opinion. They call it unmodified in accounting terms, which is kind of silly, but it just means there's no, things are presented fairly. The financials represent what went on during the year, and the balances represent what was there. Hopefully we'll get done much earlier next year, but in the internal controlling internal control over financial reporting and compliance, page 56, there was one finding. And it was the budget overrun and negative fund balance on the Flint Creek Project Fund, which you guys know about. It's no biggie, but state contract says I have to report those things, so. And Blaine came up with a nice little response for you on page 58, which is very good. I mean, it just says you guys are looking at it, and trying to figure out what to do with it, so. Next year, I'd recommend you do a budget amendment, put a transfer in there if it's in that condition, just to avoid this comment. So the state doesn't like over budgeted or negative fund balances. So you took care of all the rest of those. And we were able to take care of the solid waste by correcting a old outstanding warrant that should have been cleared out, but hadn't been. So that was cleared out. That was the big issue. It was just that, and it's not really that big. As part of the audit, I'm required certain communications with you. And here's the letter. Basically, it says that you guys gave me all the information. I didn't have any disagreements with you. You didn't go try to buy a different opinion, which has been known to happen. The estimates are reasonable. A lot of financial accounting is estimations, like depreciation lives or the pension estimate or the OPEB, or, there's various estimates that come up, and I have to look at those to see if they're reasonable. Well, when the state does the pensions, you can't argue too much. Although one year I did argue But I didn't get very far. But they're getting more complex with more estimations all the time. One thing I'd like to encourage is a very good inventory of the fixed assets. Have it available by department, each go out with all your transactions and all your equipment and all that. It'd be nice to have one, and if I could get that, when we get started on the audit next year, it'd be great. Supposed to do them every 2 years, and I think Mike always took care of that. But I want to make sure that that's done on a timely
Didn't
basis.
Tana do fixed assets?
She did. She took what was recorded in the thing and went through and reconciled what was reported as capital purchases against what was on the capital outlay and all that. And that, with all the capital leases and all the transactions, it gets kind of confusing sometimes. And
So that's something that's kind of just slipped through our fingers, because I remember Kim used to come up and make sure everything was done.
yeah,
So that would be something that when you have your Thursday help that you could probably,
Yeah.
We have it in a box, it's all up to date, and Sue and I were talking about transferring it into a spreadsheet instead of having the box, so we have it all electronic, so we just shoot it off to you every year.
We talk about like even like laptops and everything in the office.
no, those that are 5,000
All good.
and above. The you would do the laptops for insurance purposes, but
Yeah,
for
those purposes, 5,000.
for financial reporting would just be. I didn't see you sitting back.
I came in
You
a
snuck
minute
in.
out.
Well, that's all right.
I now know I can sneak up on you.
These years are getting old, so, but, yep, I don't want to take a lot of time, but it went good. You have good staff. Sarah's stepped right up, being the clerk and recorder, and Billy, I haven't got to work with much, so I'm waiting. Next year it'll be her. And, local governments are complex. You got a lot going on and a lot of different issues, and you guys do good work up here. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Is this after, it just says discussion, is there something we have to sign, or is that 2 weeks? Is it all done?
This is all done. I filed it with the local government services, so it's done before there's a year and 6 months before you start getting in the newspaper from that.
Okay.
And so that's all taken care of. And yeah,
so he'll be turning right around and doing the 21.
pretty quickly.
Soon, very soon.
So that's why you're saying you need them assets and stuff like that.
One thing, with all the COVID money, I've got more entities with the single audits, the federal. For 2021. As soon as Tana gets that done, I'll take a look at that.
Yeah.
And if necessary, I think we need to do a new contract for the next
Okay.
1 year, 2
Yeah.
years, 3. We had 3 last time.
So what do you recommend?
3 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think 3 years is good too, so if you wanted to,
There's gonna be quite a few accounting changes,
Yeah.
which are hard to estimate the time, but with Tana helping you get through those, it shouldn't affect me too much. We'll set it up so that you are at E-133, but if you don't, we'll modify the contract. Because it's
Sounds good.
easier to do it that way.
so you have to have you do and you don't have to have a federal single audit. Is that the right term?
Yeah.
And you have to have so much in grant money to do that. And so did we, in 2020, didn't have,
You had to have 750,000 of expenditures. of federal money and you had 725,000. So you were real close.
Hmm.
Now, if you got some COVID or
Yeah.
some of that, you,
Yeah.
good chance you'll go over this year.
Hmm.
And if you ever had those CDBG grants that flow through here, they count against that too, even though it be for the town or something else.
So when you start on this, like say the airport that, you gotta know, cause I just got a text message from Ernie saying they're gonna get 100 and some odd thousand. I was supposed to send it to you. Did you guys get that? Oh, okay, never mind.
If they get the airport, that's through you, so that'll be federal bucks. So I'm guessing it'll be probably a single next year.
You got
Yeah,
it.
it's,
Good.
it's through the infrastructure bill, so yeah.
Yeah.
it'd Be next.
Yeah.
budget.
So I don't know if I'd have to test one or two or three programs. There's a certain level of coverage you have to get out of the total. And since you haven't been audited as a single audit, you have to do a higher percentage of testing. So, yeah, whatever we have to do, we'll get done. You guys always have decent records. The grant administrator will always get to be picked on that. She's got a nice
Any
smile.
public comment?
Good, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Appreciate
Merry
it.
Christmas.
yeah, you
Go
guys-
Bobcats.
Hmm?
yeah. Some of us are Bobcats.
I'll root for them one time. Actually, twice, I root for them.
Well,
Thank you for all you do.
well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. I like working up here with you guys.
Did you hear about the intercom loan they applied for? it?
Officially?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
I got the go ahead today, so I'm gonna press submit.
That should save you a few. bucks.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
It takes a little bit of work on your part, but it's, you know, and then I think the equipment, if you want to trade it in, it'll still have that value instead of that buyback required. So I think you got more options, better interest rates.
Now we're gonna look a little harder.
So that buyback thing, is that almost a
Great.
gimme from the company saying, hey, this is what we'll do for you?
Yeah, it's a,
Keeps you part of their program.
but it's really paid off for us, you know, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it's all about.
If you were like some of the counties east of the mountains where they have a dozen graders, because they don't have a lot of plowed paved roads. They do those buyback programs every 5 years, because they gotta be out there grading 12 months a year.
Yeah, they got a lot more hours on theirs, which it comes down to where they,
Yeah.
you know, the trade in, if they don't, then they lose that big chunk of money, because they're hourly.
Yeah.
On the machines so far, where ours is seasonal and, you know, I mean, we use them in the winter, but we don't get the hours like say Dillon and then.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
We say, that's why we want our buybacks, we always are offering more money. For the hours.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hi there.
All right, I'll get out of here.
thank you.
Okay, well,
Merry
thanks.
Christmas.
Yeah.
You too. Good to see you.
Yeah.
It's always nice. You take care.
Zero case of COVID in Grand County.
Yeah.
Those are good. Well, we lost too many friends.
Yeah.
But you have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
too.
All right.
No?
Thank you,
See
Don.
you
See ya.
soon.
And isn't it Scott's turn to buy lunch?
Yeah, it is. No, it's mine. I'll buy lunch. You sticking around? You sticking around?
No.
Oh, I gotta go. All right, okay,
Thank you.
yeah.
God, I wore mine already.
Can't see. You guys wrong angle from here.
It's cold weather.
Where's he from?
Clinton.
Clinton? Yeah.
Went to MSU, if you can believe it or not.
He's a good guy. He does us, yeah.
He's, his daughter is married to an hostler, right?
Mhm.
TJ
Dave,
Jason's
Dave and
brother.
Susan's boy,
Yeah,
the youngest one.
Married to
Dave and Susan Oster's daughter.
God, I
Oh.
Son, TJ's brother.
How many are there? Three?
So 3 brothers is her sister? There's 3 brothers. I don't know the younger brother.
I think. Cody.
Cody.
Got there.
Wow. That's a
You're gonna
damn small burn.
turn big.
Hey now.
It's a holiday.
You'd have to let you go.
Yeah, we're done.
Oh gosh, well, I got busy talking, you guys.
Robbie wanted
She
to
was
say-
busy.
Robbie wanted to say hello.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Missed you.
No trenches? No trenches?
Jane, I'm doing good. How are you guys? Hey there, lady.
I'm gonna-
Hi, Robbie. How are you?
This is
Don't you guys
my
see
friend.
everything? She hasn't been able to.
Oh, it's you. Oh, my gosh.
I'm sure you don't miss it that much. All right, go Grizz.
I had to do this.
You report January 6th.
Oh. I'm gonna think about, I did root for them.
Yeah,
I mean, I had to.
some of their chanting during their games.
Yeah, I'm just can't. It's really hard for me. And I'm just, I'm diehard, but, you
They
know.
just said they,
Even
tailgate.
if they still didn't beat Cavs, that's all I'll
Yeah.
say. They can go all the way to
2019.
the top if
If
want,
they
but
win,
can't
we
do
were-
else. That's all that matters.
29.
The way I look at it, if they win, we're the champions anyway.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
You guys have a
Merry
Merry
Christmas,
Christmas,
you guys.
Bye.
They just had easier punch plays.
Have a good one.
See ya.
See ya.
Silly.
Okay, so we'll just start off, I guess I'll just do every month.
Okay, I'll start off first.
Oh, okay, you'll start off first, sorry.
Now's the time for Vicky to talk about the financial.
Okay, so we'll start off with June, that's how far back I was, so. Anyway, so bank balance 833,194. Plus deposits in transit minus treasurer's checks, so left a bank balance of 835,919.11. Payroll was 58,119. That was what was in the payroll count. CDs 529,775. Memorial Fund 84,008. Oh no, protested tax. Sorry guys, 84,802. Memorial 36,104. Airport 68,268. STIP was 10,406,143. Treasury bills was 186,32. 725 was a petty cash. So on the Black Mountain side was 12,181,260. So we ended up with a difference of 19,229.42. Yes. Okay, so then we go on to July.
19,229 positive, we had more
As
than.
a tip, yes.
That's good.
The Texas billboard met too, didn't they?
Oh, 40, right?
80, what did you say, 80?
84.
84.
Yeah. And I did clean that out a little bit this last month or so. August. July. I shouldn't wait so long, but you know, it's just easier to plan, right? Yeah.
Where's the lines in this? sheet?
I know, I don't know what happened, you guys. I'll try to fix it. Do you like this better?
I like the lines.
Lines.
So I'm voted down.
You're up, buddy.
There is
Okay.
it, it's your,
It's something in the spreadsheet because I had to build a whole year, so. Okay, so checking deposits and transfer.
deposits in transit, less outstanding checks, so left a bank balance of 698,317. The payroll account was 18,257. CDs 529,775. STIP protested 84,809. Memorial 84,802. Airport 36,104. So in STIP, we had 9,656,997. Treasury bills, 186,34.
So question,
Yes, ma'am.
you had 10 million in STIP in June. What does that mean when you only have 9 million?
So that's probably, I took some out to put in the checking.
I see.
That's, I just look at it every month to make sure if I
What
need
you
to pull
what you
money.
don't.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you. Just want to
Mhm.
understand that.
Did they use STIP for intercap loans? Or is it a different program?
it's a different
Different
program, I
program.
believe.
Trying to figure out where the money comes from for intercap.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I actually don't complain.
I'll look into that.
Yeah. So on the Black Mountain side, we had 11,305,777. So that left our difference of minus 15,353.84.
How'd
We
that
went a little. I don't know.
You're the treasurer. No.
I know. So I have a pledge securities. Yay. Yay.
You haven't seen us in a while.
No, I have not. And I was,
Have you been a bad girl or have you been
I
just
have
bad
been a
person?
bad girl. No, I've been a bad girl.
It's been
We're
busy.
on. Oh my gosh, get mixed up, you guys. August, sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, so August. So checking plus deposits in transit minus treasurer's checks left a bank balance of 903,574. Payroll was 18,257. CDs was 529,775. STIP protested was 84,816. Memorial was 84,802. Airport was 36,104. In STIP, we had 8,459,056. Treasury bills, 186,35. Petty cash, 725. So in Black Mountain, we had 10,254,120. So left a difference of 527.70.
That's even better.
It is better.
Yeah.
That was a good
So
one.
question,
Yes, ma'am.
um,
What's on Memorial? What can they use that?
It's their money. They can use it on anything that they want.
Who's that?
It's people, we have Drummond Ambulance, Phillipsburg Ambulance, County Health has a little bit, and the rest is just Granite County Memorial, which we've never used any of that.
I didn't
But
think
it's
they
mostly
did.
the ambulances. You know, a few years ago, Drummond Ambulance used to do like Christmas parties and, you know, that, because it's money that people have donated to them.
That's what I couldn't
Yeah,
remember.
on the protested taxes. the
Yes,
STIP. So how long can someone protest their taxes?
See, that's why I went in and I think it was like in November, maybe October, I don't remember. I went in and cleaned a lot of them out because I put that off for too long. So there'll be a difference in that. So it was just stuff that I never went and denied because it was all denied. So,
So and then from protested taxes, it goes into the STIP. So like, for example, if all this was denied for protested taxes, then that 84,000 would go into
No.
STIP.
no, it goes back to all of the funds that were actually protested
Oh,
when I
okay.
protested. So actually it goes into the checking account. Then it rolls, but you know, I request that money and then it goes into the checking account. Okay. All right, so now in September, just so you know, the Drummond Library, they did a a resolution and wrote the treasurer a letter and said that they wanted to pull 450,000 out of their STIP account.
How
And
come?
they have decided to do their own investments,
No,
which that is perfectly legal to do. They're a trust and agency, which is different than like a school. A school has to actually have a contract and it has to be in certain accounts. And I said, the only thing that I ask of you is make sure that there's enough in that account to pay any of your warrants that you have, which they get tax money still, so it really, you know, and they're not, they won't take any more out of that. So, at some point, I should ask them for maybe an accounting or something, I don't know. So, and that, but that was in, September that happened, so, okay. So, checking was 595,701. Deposits in transit and treasurer's checks outstanding, so it left us a bank balance of 594,177.26. Payroll account, your CDs was 529,775. STIP protested 84,825. Memorial was 84,802. Airport was 36,104.11. So STIP was 7,451,645. Treasury bills was 180,637 and petty cash was 625. So that left on the Black Mountain side, 8,992,016. So we had a difference of 13,23,44, negative 13,23,44.
is that airport, that money there where it dropped down to the 36, is that because we're waiting to get that other money back to rebuild that back up? Because it used to always be 69 or 68
Okay.
on the airport one, now it's 36, you said?
Yeah, because it's 36,104 unless because I looked at that just now and I thought, I wonder if I've got those two mixed around.
Because it used to always, that's what I thought, that's what I was asking about the memorial and the airport, I thought that airport.
I do have them. No, I do have them mixed around, you guys, because I looked at that and I thought, how many? Because Memorial was 36, at the end of June, Memorial was
Well, that's why I asked
36,104, okay. The airport was 68, good, you're good catch. So I will fix that.
What the hell, did they spend a bunch of money
No,
on
no, they didn't, because that has not changed over there, because that money is in,
Okay, so that's just.
Glacier Bay.
Ah.
I was just keeping you guys on your toes.
You just did that on
Seeing if you,
purpose,
yeah, seeing if
You
you were
wanted to see
paying
if we
attention.
noticed, yeah.
Seeing if I actually looking.
Yeah. Mhm. If you just listen to me drone on. Mhm.
Well, look, you kept looking, I went through them all, and I thinking, what the hell, there's something not
Okay,
right.
so I have that. and I
Yeah,
have
'cause you looked
Social
at
Securities.
68 in
I don't know why that's in there, because that just. We don't know. Yes, so I will fix that. Cut and paste didn't really work very good, I guess.
That's because you don't have any room.
Okay, no, well. Okay, so checking was 831,345. Deposits in transit, or yeah, plus deposits. Less outstanding checks, so the bank balance was not 906,257.95. Payroll was 30,218. We had your CDs 529,775. SIP protested 84,833. So we have airport at 84,802, and we have memorial at 36,104. We have STIP at 6,537,141. We have treasury bills 181,86, petty cash 725. So on the Black Mountain side, we have 8,381,440. So leaves us a difference of 6,386.26.
So and that difference is what? It's just some kind of
Yeah, it's like,
accounting
yeah.
thing that's goofy.
yeah, and some of them, and actually, I think there's sometimes that I actually don't catch the things that go in and out. Sometimes, you know, with my financial statement, so to me, there's always some kind of little difference that there's. Okay.
But the auditor always says it's just
It's
fine.
fine.
just check.
Okay,
Thank you.
we're good. All right, lunch, thank you.
Which was it that the Drummond took out?
450,000.
Don't forget to switch that around, Vicki.
I will.
I think Intercap uses, Intercap is different run by a Montana Board of Investments, but Intercap, I think, uses the full severance. money.
Oh, and not,
Yeah,
not, the-
and another
because-
fund too, but I'm not sure what's in it.
and that makes sense because STIP has everybody's money in it, so
Yeah.
they don't, I wouldn't want my money used
Yeah.
as a intercap loan that never got paid out. That'd be kind of scary.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So then, I think that's why they can keep the interest rates low. I mean, they already have the fund, so they're just using.
Yeah.
Kind of like they're gambling.
But it's helping government work. I mean, it's,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
helping.
it's, but I mean, yeah, it's kind of like
Uh,
they have it, yet they, yeah.
So you're not have to go and get loans with huge interest rates.
Any public comment? Okay, now we're on the time for ongoing negotiations with Flint Creek Hydro with Judge McLean.
You can close it for litigation strategy, but I haven't seen anything being public in here. It's up to you.
The public needs it here.
Yeah.
What we're going through and how it's working. I guess I wish the public could be more responsive in, you know, maybe start writing letters and stuff.
Is he gonna call in or on Zoom?
Or I can give you his number too. if you want. I don't know, it's sent him the letter we had sent to Flint Hydro. You wanna call him? You wanna call
Oh, sorry.
him?
I'm in La La Land here.
406,
Is it a long distance?
everything has to be 406.
I know, but I
Uh,
you gotta
do
do
one
one.
that's long
oh,
distance.
yeah, I do it one. 1406 880 1336.
I was watching her get a knot out of her neck.
Got it.
I got backwards. Oh, it's the same.
Hello?
Yes, Granite County Commissioners, you wanna talk about the Flint Creek Hydro negotiations?
Yeah, hang on just one second here, Blaine.
That was Chuck.
I thought you sounded wise.
Yeah, I was talking with Roger, Kirk, and Matt. And they have some real disagreement with Granite County over your numbers.
Yeah,
But putting that aside, I think where the point where you can reach agreement on is that you have hydrodynamics be the engineers and the management, and you have FERC do the examination. Instead of having an independent engineering company. And that's what you had before Bill Slaughter was the commissioner.
Is it?
This is Blaine. So that 5-year Part 12D, that has to be an independent engineer. FERC won't do that. But yeah, our proposal was that potentially, Flicker Hydro does some of the yearly inspections, stuff like that, how to do that.
Well, you can have Hydro do the yearly inspections, but then have,
They're the
I
ones
think
that-
where we,
Oops, sorry, go ahead.
what we need to do is try and find someone that's not gonna be so expensive on the engineering side, where you sail through all this money. Cause you're not going to get Hydro to agree to spend the amount of money that Granite County has been spending.
The problem with that is that we had to play catch up, so it did cost us a lot more. And it was due to the fact that stuff wasn't getting done, and that's why we had to go with an engineer, and it cost us that money. We tried to explain that to them, and them saying that they don't agree. Well, we don't agree with what their part, they weren't doing.
Right, Scott, there's a lot of disagreement over that. But
I don't mean to get upset, but I mean, it just keeps coming back. They just keep saying that they don't agree with what we paid. Well, we didn't have no damn choice. We had to.
Mhm.
well,
And that's frustrating. for
Because
us.
they didn't do their job, correct? Am I
Well, but
correct?
there's also a lot of new regulations out there, and so
Oh, yeah.
the last 5 years are what's critical, and that's where it's gone way.
And they're the
Yeah.
professionals that we're not. I mean, by the time you go, we already spent the money with the engineer. If you go and just cut them out, then we gotta go back through and try to get somebody that's gonna be cheaper, which is gonna cost us more in the long run due to the fact they gotta go through everything we've already done.
One thing is our settlement offer is talking about the future, is not talking anything about the.
And we
Well,
basically
absolutely.
caught up. We caught up with all that stuff. So
That's what I'm
we're not, it's apples and oranges. We're talking about past.
They gotta move
To the future.
ahead. We're
Exactly.
trying to figure out how we can do this moving ahead. Quit looking back. We already spent that money and done it. Now we gotta figure out what we could do to keep going as we go into the future.
Exactly.
So what, me being a newbie here, what I see is that they didn't do their job to begin with. Granite County got cited for it. Granite County had to make all these improvements, and now they're saying that we shouldn't have done that, and they had to do that. That's what I'm understanding, to be in compliance,
Well,
because Hydroelectric didn't do their,
Some of these things would have to be done anyway, but yeah,
Oh,
there were
yeah.
things
They-
being drawn.
just one moment, Blaine. Lance was speaking. Lance, that is Granite County's position. Hydrodynamics has 100% different view. And the problem that is coming down the railroad track that is very rapidly is called arbitration. And the losing party is gonna be out in the vicinity of $300,000. And
Go ahead.
they disagree with your numbers, number one. Number two, they disagree with your engineers statement. And number three, they state that they deal with FERC and other matters, and that FERC works, that everything does not need to be done as rapidly as it needs to be made. Now, Granite County can say, separate, we want to go to arbitration. You know, that's no skin off my nose. But there's a lot at risk here on both sides.
And we know that. But if they had such a concern about us, why wouldn't they say something about when we were fixing this stuff, instead of sitting back and not getting back with us, and we send them letters and send them emails? It seems like we got a bag, even to get them to say hi. Now all of a sudden, now they're saying, oh, we didn't agree. Well, we're a little late.
Well, you're talking before my time, Scott. I don't have answers to those
Okay.
questions. I can certainly ask them. And I want to bring up a final matter while we're almost sitting here. Is this is a mediation, Mr. Bradshaw, and it's not subject to being put on any agenda. When the commissioners are available, we can discuss it, whether it's on an agenda or not. This is litigation and it's a confidential matter.
I disagree with you. That'd be an open meeting violation if the commissioners are discussing without being on the agenda.
Cause we're all together, we have to notify her if we're in a closed session or something.
Not on pending litigation.
But it still has to be an agenda item though, then they could close it, but the commission decided they wanted it left open.
Well, it's, it's the taxpayers that need to hear about it. We represent the taxpayers.
Yeah, it should be.
Well,
open.
that's fine, but you better keep it on the agenda because you're running out of time.
You just.
Oh, sorry, you cut out there. I couldn't hear that.
I says, that is fine, but you better keep it on your agenda because we are running out of time.
Well, we can put it on for every week, that's fine, we got room. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, well,
Well-
I'm not being rude, I just asked.
But
No, you're
But
not being.
I don't know how we're running out of time, and the county sent them a letter and they just didn't even respond.
So, yeah,
No.
I mean, if they don't respond back, how can they say we're running out of time? I mean, we're sitting waiting again for something back. That's the problem, it's just a communication, it just seems like it's one-sided, and it's ours.
Yeah, I'll pass that on to you, Scott. What I'm saying when you're running out of time is that they're ready to demand arbitration.
That's what they're saying?
They're saying they
Yeah.
wanna litigate against us? They're taking us to litigation? I don't understand it.
That's the way I understand it.
Yeah, which
But we
we
have
need to
not,
get it settled, so if it,
they're bringing litigation against us, wouldn't they send us a letter or something? Instead of,
Yeah,
Well, they'll send you a letter demanding arbitration, but it's in everybody's best interest, in my opinion, to arbitration, because the losing party's gonna be out between $200,000 and $300,000 plus attorney's fees.
he's saying the cost of arbitration could be.
oh,
oh, I thought he, okay, I misunderstood you.
But,
I thought you were saying that they were bringing it, yeah, never mind.
but if they're asking for arbitration and they're wanting to get it before the arbitrator, and there'll be fees there, is what they're saying. But,
what good would that do? Because they won't agree to anything.
well, the arbitrator's decision will be binding.
And who, is that a neutral person?
Yeah,
And who pays for that?
With
The
losing,
county?
Well, who's gonna pay for it is each party will pick an arbitrator and the two arbitrators will pick a third arbitrator. And you have 3 arbitrators plans. And then it's in your arbitration clause, how that'll be borne.
yeah. I'm looking at the agreement.
Generally, the losing party pays.
Okay, so I'm a little
But
confused.
so there's we have the agreement with Flicker Hydro, and it says if you can't resolve your disputes in mediation, you go to before an arbitrator. And instead of going before Judge Dayton or a federal judge, you go, it'd be in state court anyway. So before, instead of Judge Dayton, you'd go to a private arbitrator, but that ruling is binding. And so, but there is expense, he's saying there's expense there, which,
Okay,
Yeah,
so
acknowledge.
basically what they're saying then is they don't want anything to do with what we're asking. They want to take over the whole thing.
well, they're just denying the county's made an offer, they're denying.
They're denying the offer.
And they're thinking that, the county's numbers are messed up, that we're not, because they don't want to look at like insurance, and they don't want to look at the other expenses the county had. You know, they don't want to include those in looking at the final number.
Where I left off with hydrodynamics was asking you to pay so much to Granite County in addition to the, what is it, 20% a year?
The royalty
Mhm.
payments, the
They're
royalty
gonna
payments.
increase it.
And they
Yeah.
could manage the dam. And.
Well,
then
remember
the
they-
question-
remember
Then the question became, how much would that be? And I thought it'd be between $20,000 and $30,000 a year. And their problem is they think that Grand County is hiring this one engineering firm that is doing everything immediately that hydrodynamics has dealt with FERC a lot in the past, and FERC is willing to delay certain projects that Grand County did not think of delaying. They just went ahead and spent all their money that they made.
Well, in last mediation, they said they did not want any option of them managing it.
Absolutely. I remember
Yeah.
them saying they did not want to manage it.
They both sat there and said
Huh?
that. They both sat.
They
there and
both
said
sat
that.
and said,
Now they won. See, it's just. You still there?
Well, I think we could have them manage it. The question is they won't be responsible for the insurance. They say that Granite County has not been carrying liability.
Yeah, I don't see any options with them, they were just, last mediation, they were just adamant against any of that, because they thought this insurance would be sky high.
Well, can you handle the insurance?
Well, the county has insurance to cover itself, but not them. We could see about it, but
Well, why don't you check on that next Tuesday?
We can check on that and see what the insurance was, and they were gonna get back with us, because it seemed like they only went through one person for their insurance, and they said it's too high. And then we tried to make the deal with them that we maybe go halves with them or something too, and it was a no.
Yeah, when they checked with another insurance company, they
Well, see,
never
we-
did get back to them.
We don't know nothing about that, because they won't respond back to us when we ask them stuff. That's the whole, this is another problem, is they need to be in communication with us so we can make this work, instead of us trying to guess what the hell they're doing and they're guessing what we're doing.
Well, Scott, I'm telling you that they tried to contact another insurance company. The other insurance company never got back.
That's what they said the last time, man, we've been checked, yeah, okay. I'm not gonna argue.
it's,
we could check on the insurance if the commission wants me to.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Well,
I
let's
think-
do that, and then let's see how much money they're willing to put on the table on a yearly basis that Granite County can use.
Okay,
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 we'll check into that and then
you'll be on every week.
we'll put it on the agenda for January 4th. We won't meet
Yeah.
next week, so.
Then they said that you never responded when they asked them about where the money went. And they gave you a list of where some of this money did not go.
They're saying we spent money that we can't show where we put it? Is that what you're saying?
And that's, in essence, that's it.
That's
Yeah.
wrong,
That's, we have,
absolutely.
but-
Yeah, we just got audited and our audit came out clean.
you're talking about years ago, but
Yeah,
there's
I
not.
don't-
Well, I'll pass that up in Blanche. I'll tell them
Right,
that.
right, yeah, this is in the past.
Audit shows that everything was appropriate.
yes.
Yeah, there's
We
been
have
no,
it sitting in front of us.
there's been no audit issues with it over the years.
Well, we'll go ahead and check on that insurance and then you see if they'll respond to us, say what that money was that they're gonna lay out or whatever. And let's move on. Let's quit looking back. Let's move ahead.
I agree with you.
But they can't keep bringing up what we've done, we had to do, and it's done and over. We need to move ahead. Tell them to quit worrying about what we've done and that. Them to tell us that the engineers are too much. That's not right either.
Well, I don't know that you're gonna get them off the engineer bit. But I agree with you, I agree with you on the other part.
All righty, I guess that's about it for today, and we'll look into that in January. We'll have our ducks in a row and hopefully they'll have theirs and we can. Everything can come together instead of us, doing one-sided stuff.
Well, what they said is that they were managing the dam for you. Then Bill Slaughter got elected.
They didn't say.
And all of a sudden you people had to bring in your own people to manage the dam, and that's when you spent all your money.
No.
Well, I'm not saying you did that, Scott, I'm just telling you what they told you.
Okay, well, we gotta move on, so let's all think about what we just talked about and
We'll talk to you in January, first part of January there, and we'll get on the insurance, and they can get on that and bring it to the table.
so,
Okay, send me that accounting, the audit report, will you?
The whole audit thing,
No, just pertaining to the dam.
Okay,
okay, sounds good,
okay, thanks,
thanks, have a good Christmas.
You too.
bye.
We actually got written up.
he's real, yeah, but that wasn't about spending stuff that we're not. supposed
Yeah,
to.
no.
It was correct, but
We spent and we didn't.
that last mediation, we went the rounds and over again, trying to talk about how they could manage it and everything. I
They
just-
said, last call, they said, no, both of them, and
Hmm.
now say they won, man. He's saying, yeah, they won, man.
I was looking at, I thought I was looking like every avenue of trying to get him to think about that.
So they turned in an accounting that is way different and saying that we received this and that. And I just kind of looked over it and they're saying, which I have it right
I wonder if
here.
we could show it to Sarah and see if she
Yeah.
could show us, because he's
Yeah.
talking about the past, not this
Yeah.
year.
Well, that's we gotta quit looking back there, they gotta quit dwelling on that shit, we gotta figure out how we're gonna make this work now. I mean, what we've done and fixed the dam up is, it's made their project better.
And
Whatever we put in there has made their business worth more.
even what he's saying though is the, the things didn't have to be done as rapidly. Well, they still have to be, the
Yeah.
bill still comes due. You can't push it down forever. They'll give you a year and stuff on this, but like they are on
Not
the,
20 years.
on this current stuff, they're giving an extension, already gave an extension on that seismic study. Well, the bill still comes due. Their regulations are tightened. they should be looking for the last 5 years. And, it's not just, they're just putting that all in the county.
And like with the audit report on, what page was it?
58,
Where,
You were saying that.
we didn't do the budget report, or they didn't do the amended budget report for fiscal 20 for the Flint Creek project, which was just an oversight.
That's not what he's talking about. He's
And
talking
that's-
about,
yeah.
they're talking about, well, number one, they're saying the insurance should not be put in but he's also saying there was some things spent.
Yeah.
Back in the day, like in their litigation, they paid for those experts.
Yeah.
Out of that
Yeah.
fund. But I don't know if we can show them like from
No.
past audits. there
No.
haven't been enough.
No,
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
do we need public comment?
Yeah, is there any public comment? Okay, we're moving on.
Okay.
I'll
moving
talk
on.
to Mako though, Shannon with Mako about the insurance.
Okay, thanks.
So draft Granite County resolution establishing regular commission hours and dates for courthouse office hours for years 2022.
Just see if you wanted any changes to when we do the new resolution in January.
You guys want to change anything?
No, I don't.
I think
I'm good with them.
Okay, draft
Made a motion.
county resolution establishing mileage, lodging and per diem rates for business travel for calendar year 2022.
Just leave as is, it's pretty good.
I agree.
Okay,
And on
draft
that,
county resolution establishing a daily rate of credit for incarceration for calendar year 2022.
That's up to Scott, right?
Yeah, I talked to him and I think he's thinking the same, but I'll follow up with him.
Because he does that figure, he has some certain figure. number.
Well, the state will,
Or
by
state.
contract, will only give so much and.
If
yeah, so
if
they
he's
basically
good with
say
it, then when you talk to him, I'm good with whatever he, or are we good with whatever he sees? Right,
Pardon?
are we good with whatever the sheriff figures out on that?
Oh, sure, yeah, yeah,
That way we can get.
It's only
more
like
done.
80 something a day.
Yeah.
Cause it's a weird way they do it, remember he tried, we looked into it.
Yeah,
I just
But the-
let him worry about
the
it.
state now is requiring them to hold prisoners for that amount.
What is this Department of Commerce Big Sky development stuff?
Do you guys remember this summer when
Who?
Pitler Medical,
Kid Ellis.
Okay.
you
Kid
know,
Ellis.
Oh, yeah,
when they came in this summer and they had Joe Willauer from Headwaters talk about making jobs.
Mhm.
And they needed the commission to write a resolution for them as part of them getting this grant and act as a pass-through.
yeah,
This is the contract for that grant.
and we're not liable for that, we're just giving them a.
Yeah, we're just the pass-through.
So you need a motion on that?
Yeah,
Well, if we want to start right now.
and Sam's on.
Oh, sorry, I never. Never mind. I was reading and I was like,
And it's an electronic signature one too, so once you guys approve it, I'll go online and.
Who's
do the
that?
signatures. It's an electronic signature. So once you guys motion on it, I'll go online to do the signatures.
Oh, okay.
who's Samantha?
Motzkow. She is the manager for Bentley Medical Center. she's on today, in case you guys have any questions.
Did you say, now, did I hear you wrong? Does she have help on Thursdays? Did you say that?
Yeah,
Sue comes down and
Sue,
helps.
so Sue was still budgeted this year to help her out on Thursdays.
No, I have no problem. I thought that's what you said. and
Yeah.
I'm just catching.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. No, I haven't. I heard you say that's what I was gonna ask.
Sue fills or helps in the
Yeah.
different quarters and.
No,
Yeah.
I was just, I didn't know when I was gone, if we got somebody different. So that's all I was asking.
Okay, let's move on now. Montana Department of Commerce, Big Sky Economic Development Trust Fund Program, contract discussion and decision. So you want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we go ahead, because we've already given a letter of support, right?
You guys did a resolution.
Yeah, a resolution. So I'll make a motion, we go ahead with Department of Commerce, Big Sky Economic Development Trust Fund Program contract.
I second.
Any public comment?
I looked it over, there's fine.
Hmm?
Sarah's working on do a fund for 10,000. They're not getting rich, but it's some
Yeah.
help.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, let's move on into, well, should we wait for correspondence?
There is none today.
Just a letter from the auditor.
Oh, since I already talked about it earlier. If you want to talk.
I'll upload it.
So correspondence, there's none. Going to public comment.
Only thing I got on the public comment, I was gonna see maybe if we could talk to the mayor, and see about, there's a couple people complain trying to get in here. Cause they've just made a one pass out here in front,
Hmm.
and that snow's pretty deep, they gotta try to walk there, I don't know if there's some way, even if our guys, if they had time or something, come up and help try to clean this out so people can actually get in here.
I can remember when they'd make a pass and leave a big old berm
Yeah,
that you had when you're coming
yeah,
across.
now they can't hardly park and
Yeah.
they're spinning, and I just was gonna see if, even if we could help.
Or you could call, you want to call down there?
I think we gotta do something, because
It's
it's gonna
381.
start now, we're gonna have a hell of a mess.
Pretty sure. Let me double check that.
I know it kinda sucks out here, but if there's some way or another we can clean it all of the way, or. If they can, I,
So who you want to talk to, the mayor?
the mayor probably, Dan, Riddich,
This bounces the way it goes.
I hate that.
I have a cell number, but I think the town number is 3831.
Just a second, I'm fixing something.
Like, you know, a couple people said, why ain't you guys got that
Okay,
cleaned out?
it's what?
859-3831.
3831.
The number you have dialed has not been recognized.
Maybe I'm fired.
Okay, 406.
Let me look
Wanna
at
sit in
that.
my chair for a minute? 3831.
Let me double check. 3821. You fire me.
3821. Why'd you give me 3831? Dial.
Might be green.
Yeah, Granite County Commissioners here. Is Dan around?
He is not at the moment. He's down at the con shop. What do you need him for?
We're, want to talk to him about getting rid of the ice up here by the courthouse.
The snow that's out in the north side of the building, just seeing about how we can get that, with people having a hard time trying to get in here.
Okay. Are you guys in a meeting right now, or?
Yeah, we're in public comment right now.
Okay. I guess I can have him call you back. He'll probably be back in the afternoon at some point, or I can shoot him a text.
We'll just pass it on, see if there's something we, just see if we can get this, something here, because the people, somebody's gonna fall down and then, yeah.
So it's in the street, is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
street part, yeah.
Kearney? Is it Kearney?
Yeah.
Kearney Street?
Okay. Yes, I will pass that along, and then, you want me to have him give you a call back if he comes in soon, or?
No, we'll just pass it on.
Okay. Alrighty, will do.
Okay,
Thanks,
thanks.
Have a good one.
You too.
Well, yeah. All right.
I have another one of these for you to sign for the opioid settlements.
Last one's for the distributor, this one's actually for Jansen, so.
So many.
So how much we're getting? We're getting?
I don't know.
It was
Do you
a,
know how?
it was a percentage there in the table.
Yeah.
What was
Part
that?
of it's gonna go to the state and there'll be some that for, I think that for grant money, but then some will go down. It's like,
Yeah.
it was like 0.1.
I think it's a small amount. I don't think we're gonna get rich.
Every little bit
Yeah.
helps. So in a nutshell, this is, I guess, in public comment, what is Flint Creek Hydro saying that we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing and that they'll kind of take us to,
Oh,
Well, I took
the-
it, well, I was taking it, yeah, that they're threatening us. with
they're
it.
threatening us. That's how I felt. that-
That's what he was saying.
that's all bluff, because I don't think they want in litigation at all, because, yeah,
He's so wish.
yeah.
He sits there and says.
It's almost like he's representing them versus
Yeah.
being trying to be a neutral party.
He might have to sit in that chair and he might be going, ooh.
All this
Rude, but I
stuff, the county doing stuff that they wasn't required and paying engineer with, that's just all bluff, bluff and
I'm
bluff.
not scared of they can bluff all they want, because right now, where they're not responding back and saying this other stuff, it's hurting them worse. That's why I wanted on
We're
record.
on.
We have a comment.
We'll comment.
Oh, wait.
Okay, Elena.
Okay, the comment?
We're not saying nothing bad.
Elena.
Okay, for the record, I didn't come in when you were discussing Flint Creek Dam because it was litigation. And I think what Judge McLean was referring to, I think, was the $1 million that Montana Power threw in with the dollar sale for the dam originally. And at that time, that money was misspent. I think that's what they're bringing up now. The other question I have is they wanted $20,000 to $30,000 for maintaining the dam. I didn't hear any discussion about the deal about them keeping 90% and the county getting 10%, which was a stupid deal to have been made to begin with. So, and again, I would like to know what benefit the people of Granite County have gotten from this thing. I've asked that question, and so did Dick, all the time. What benefit are we getting? Nothing. Our electricity hasn't gone down. It's costing the county money, us money, and we're getting no benefit out of it. And by the time we inherit the turbines, they're going to be outdated and they're going to have to be replaced, and we're going to have to pay for that. So I still go by my comment, turn it over to them, drop the license with FERC, let them reapply, and let them be in hydrodynamics. And if they sue us, I doubt if they've got the money to do it. And that's what they're counting on. And that's my comment. Thank you.
I do think that there are a lot of bluffs saying they wanna bring the litigation, because they haven't
On what grounds? What,
Well, that we have this dispute on this issue and it's not being resolved, so that, yeah, but they wouldn't want to bring it, they'd sit back and like to the county likely, but if there's expense in arbitration, then may need to go there.
That was my.
Wouldn't do that as, you have to give in on everything because it's gonna go to arbitration. No, that's the way to settle it. But will it be expensive? You have to hire experts, and then if you do lose, and I'll double check that, but likely it is the losing party may have to pay the cost.
okay, do we want to hit the ground running next year?
Sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
On your January 4th, I do an agenda item,
Do what?
have an agenda item. And do the motion.
You can't do it.
Don't give us that, don't give it.
I don't know if this is a thank you or. Well, I think you've done good. I think we've all done good. We've had differences, but that's part about being commissioners too.
My first
If
year,
we all
I
agree,
made it through.
you know, I mean, it'd be pretty, we're all gonna disagree on stuff. That's just the way we are. We're all very hard-headed, which makes us better commissioners.
I do not admit that.
But if we just listen.
Well, we went through a lot this year, you know,
Yeah.
actually.
With that COVID.
The
and all that
COVID
shit,
and, you know, everything.
I think we've done well. I mean, we're learning too. It's new every Tuesday.
Yeah, and I appreciated your knowledge and your knowledge of
Same
financial.
here.
And,
Yeah, I mean, I think we work good together. I really do. I mean,
and Billy coming in and taking
No, I think-
over.
we
Yeah.
got
Doing-
Blaine,
doing
you know,
great.
We have Blaine.
And Blaine,
We got the whole courthouse. We're one big family is what it is. And if we all stick together and just listen and work, you know, there's still gonna disagree, but that's just the way it is. But we need to leave business here, and then we'll lock out the door. We're still all
Yeah.
people that start looking at each other and say, hey, how's it going? And then just leave the business here. I'm gonna be better about that.
Oh, you said that and the sun came out through the windows.
Oh.
Oh,
Affirmation.
yeah. I find it breaking.
Now we got a long ways. It's just like with that water and on that dam. I mean, it's Mother Nature's got so much involved that we don't have no control. It's scary, really scary. No, I like working for you guys, everybody. But I'll be better.
well, I don't think there'll be more public comment.
Okay,
The minutes,
I make a motion that we approve board minutes for December 14th, 2021.
Second.
there was something on there, I think it was about the dam, about it had adjust the 6 CFS, that it should have been remain at 6 CFS or something like that.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, see, there's
I
some
missed that one.
adjustment, just leave as is.
Yeah, it should have been leave as is.
Wasn't it, there were a little bit more was coming out and then we wanted to keep it at 6?
That was a
Actually,
few
That
weeks
would be
ago.
Oh,
cool.
that,
Yeah.
oh, okay, so everything's running.
But I've got it right here.
Want to thank the county too for the hands. There-
Yeah.
That's quite a few people said thanks, so
Yeah, thanks.
good job.
Thanks, Billy. Thanks, Commissioner.
Well, one other thing. Well, let's vote on that first. With the changes, the change. Vote on the motion
The change for what?
for the minutes.
Remain 6 CFS instead of adjust to.
Oh,
Vote on the minutes.
So I'd make a different, like, on the change.
Oh, to remain, I got it. I'm fixing it.
So your motion is just be with, accept the motion or.
As amended.
As it was a change.
okay. I make a mo-
Accept the minutes as amended.
okay, I make a motion that we accept the board minutes as amended for December 14th, 2021.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
One last thing, you think we should send a letter to Dave Alman thanking him?
Yeah.
So have it on the agenda or
Yeah.
something for,
Do we need to meet the new person or will he?
It'll be at the next Lincoln County Advisory Board meeting or committee meeting, that I think they're hoping, we don't have a date yet, but it'll probably be, January, February. And I thought Dave said he was going to accompany his new person to that meeting, so.
okay, I guess we're adjourned.
Adjourned.
Good job.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Yeah,
Christmas.
All right.